I'm Evan, Marketing Director over at TouRig, sitting down with founder of TouRig, Eric Miller. Just talk about where the idea came from and how you started this business. So Eric, just tell me a little bit about why you started TouRig. Where the idea
Why TouRig? Yeah, TouRig came to my mind about the middle of last year, 2015. Kind of based on my 20-year experience in the outdoor industry and kind of seeing a need for an increasing demand for adventure travel vehicles. And when we started the conversation, I called an old buddy of mine, Paul Bulger, who's my partner in the business. And Paul comes from a 20-year career as a sailboat captain, so very familiar with systems and confined space living, if you will. And my experience of living in a van for the first 6 or 8 years as a sales rep, traveling sales rep. And so we got together and kind of sat down and said, hey man, why don't we do something cool and do something a little bit different than what's already currently on the market.
Yeah. Sweet. It's a unique name. Where did the name TouRig come from?
TouRig, couple places. TouRig is a play on words. It's tour rig, so it's your rig for touring, basically. And it also is an acronym for Traveler Outfitted Universal Rig. So where that comes from is, as we develop this brand and get deeper into what we're trying to accomplish, we're trying to come up with a system that is completely modular, so you could come to me and tell me what your needs and desires are, and I could come back to you and say, hey, how about a system that is interchangeable, removable, depending on your trip or your adventure. So,
nice.
TouRig.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot more adventure vehicles these days. Tell me, what type of vehicles are you guys primarily working on? What are you seeing these days?
I mean, our focus is essentially on these new kind of European modeled vans, Mercedes Sprinter, the Ram or Fiat ProMaster, Ford Transit. But we also work on more of the overland type of vehicle, from a Land Rover, Land Cruiser, Tacoma, pickup truck. We've got a few customers that have came to us and asked for storage solutions for the back of their pickups or their SUVs. And so we're trying to cater on that adventure enthusiast.
And what's the build-out process look like? I mean, how are the customers involved from
Absolutely.
the very beginning to the very end? Explain that to us.
Yeah, how's the build-out process work? The customer interaction is at utmost importance to us. From the time that you call or reach out to us to the time we hand over the keys, we want you to be involved in the decision-making process as we go through the development. And that can be anything from a 2-day, maybe you come to me and you want a roof fit and a couple windows, to a 3-month-long, soup to nuts conversion, if you will.
That's awesome. Yeah. So there's a lot of competition out there. What sets TouRig apart from?
What sets us apart from the competition?
Yeah.
The one thing that we try to make very, very unique, if you will, is the one-on-one customer interaction. Like I said before, from the time you bring us the vehicle or pick up the phone and call us to the time we turn over the keys, you're an interactive part of that design and build process. The other thing is we're trying to create, design, build a model that revolves around versatility, modularity, simplicity, if you will, architectural elegance in our design and our builds. So we feel that there's a unique place in the market for that right now.
And speaking of the builds and what you guys are doing, what type of materials do you use?
Oh gosh, I mean, we try to source the best materials for the application. Obviously, this is an evolutionary process, so we're learning every day. We've had customers come to us with ideas, and we've researched the idea and said, hey, that's actually pretty good. But for example, in our insulation, we are using a combination between wool and 3M Thinsulate, for example. We work really closely with a lot of vendor partners such as Flarespace, Webasto, Isotherm, Propex heaters, things like that. We try to source the absolute best product for the application.
Cool. You mentioned earlier that these aren't RVs. Explain the difference, because I don't think a lot of people either grasp the concept that these are mobile adventure vehicles.
Yeah.
And so what's the difference between an RV and something like the Sprinter?
It's an RV in the sense that it's a recreational vehicle, right?
Yeah.
But when people think RV, they think about these big 30 and 40 foot, mobile homes basically going down the road, gas guzzlers. They kind of rattle and shake, noisy, hard to drive. Mm-hmm. And we're not an RV manufacturing company. We're catering to that adventure enthusiast that has very simple taste, but very unique desires, if you will, or wants, needs for their applications. So our designs are very, very utilitarian, very clean, very simple, allow you the ability to beat them up pretty hard. In fact, we just got back from a 10-day trip halfway down the Baja Peninsula with one of our customers. The Richards family had bought a 4x4 Sprinter, brought it to us. We spent 2.5 months converting this thing, and we decided to run down the Baja with them for 10 days and really put this thing through the ringer to kind of do a shakedown to make sure that what we were doing we felt was safe and sound and built with quality and integrity. And I think we blew away some people's minds. In fact, that 4x4 Sprinter, I think it's a game changer. It kept up with all the Toyota pickups that were on the trip, in and out of the sand, rocks, washboard roads for 50 miles at a time, and the thing was beautiful.
What type of applications or appliances are you guys putting in these build outs? Like, do people have, obviously there's electricity.
Yep.
There's heaters.
Yep.
I mean, is it powered through solar? What do you guys do?
Everything we do is designed to be off-grid. So we work with solar power on a lot of applications. Propane if you're running a gas motor, and then anytime a customer brings us a diesel motored van or truck, we try to tie into that diesel source for things like heat, hot water, and try to maximize the efficiency there.
What's been your favorite build out so far? Give us an example of something.
Gosh, I gotta say the 4x4 Sprinters that are coming in. We have one in the shop right now that we're very excited to get done. We got a couple months to refine this thing for our customer, and once again they wanted something very, very simple, very durable, but very clean. Architecturally, you look at it, it's just beautiful, but very simple. Not a lot of things hanging off the vehicle. All of our shore powered plugs, our water filled, everything is internal, so safe, out of the dirt, tamper proof, if you will. Just a nice vehicle, easy to drive.
You guys are based in Golden, Colorado, right?
Yeah, our headquarters in Golden, Colorado, with our fabrication shop in Nederland, Colorado. Just actually 20 minutes from here. We're in Boulder now, and it's just 20 minutes up the canyon where we do all of our production and fabrication.
So if someone wanted to, that was out of state, get a build out from TouRig.
Yep.
They could either ship you guys a vehicle or drive it down?
Sure, we've done both. We work with a shipping company if you do need to get a van shipped to or from, or a truck shipped to or from. But generally speaking, people are bringing their vehicles to us so we can sit down and do this. Run through the vehicle with the customer. It's interesting. People have all these kind of interesting expectations that they come to, and they think everything is possible, which to some degree it is, but once you get your customer in the vehicle and start to measure out and tape things off, it's an eye-opener. They really see what is or isn't possible, and I think that one-on-one experience is super important.
So what's the time frame look like? If someone drops a van off with you guys, what are they looking at?
Gosh, I mean, we do everything from a 2-day, you drop it off to me tomorrow morning or tonight, and we have it back to you in a couple days. Maybe we put a couple windows in, an electrical system, a diesel or propane heat, roof vent, things like that are very, very quick turn. And then we do things that are 10 to 12 weeks for a full custom build.
Where do you think this business is going as far as the van culture, and do you see it just growing?
It's at an all-time high right now. Gas prices are good, but even as gas prices fluctuate or diesel prices fluctuate, these vehicles we're working on, most of these things are getting low to mid-20s for gas mileage. They're easy to drive, they're easy to park, even in Boulder, Colorado, where parking's hard and scarce. The market has been building for many, many years, and I think as the automobile manufacturers refine their processes, and these vehicles become even more efficient and easier to drive, people are getting out, right? They're traveling now more than ever. They're getting outside. The baby boomers are retiring, and they just, maybe they want the big RV, but a lot of them don't. They want something easy to drive and park in their driveway. And so I think there's some life to this thing. I really do.
That's interesting that you said, smaller vehicles, easier to park, easier to drive. Are you seeing people come to you guys with Toyota Tacomas?
Sure.
Big beds?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we've done a I don't know what you want to call it, an adventure package build out on a really nice Toyota Tundra, where we added a water system, a battery system, things like that, a little bit of storage solutions for that customer. We have a Tacoma coming in here in a few weeks for some storage solutions in the back. We will be down at Overland Expo in late May down in Flagstaff with all the Overland crowd. And we are bringing some interesting products to market for that customer as well.
So who in your mind is an ideal TouRig customer?
Any adventure enthusiast. Maybe you want to see the world. Maybe you just want to go play on the weekends. You want to take your kids skiing on the weekends. The nice thing about these rigs is you can take a van, load up your kids in the back, get to the parking lot early, cook up a burrito, turn on a TV or a DVD for the kids to hang out until the chairlift's open. Your first chair, powder turns. When it's time to go, you load the kids up, open up the fridge, everything's there for the snacks, food, beer, super important. They make things very convenient, if you will.
Well, I think that pretty much wraps up everything that I wanted to ask. Is there anything you want to add?
Yeah, I would say thank you for your time, and I think one thing to touch on is for us, it's not only about like the van or the truck. We're in the process of developing a line of products that a consumer can buy from anywhere for us. Say you have a van and you're a DIY guy and you just want some really nice insulated window coverings for your van, or maybe you saw this really cool kitchen galley, but you just don't quite have the knack or the tools or the time to build that. We're working on kind of a, dare I say, IKEA approach to some modular cabinetry and things that you can get in a box and assemble on a weekend in your garage, install it into the back of your truck or your van, and feel like you accomplished something you kind of hands-on, but have a product that's proven. So.
Sweet.
Yeah.
If people want to learn more about TouRig, where can they go?
Yeah, www.mytourig.com.